Okay, starting an end-to-end test of the development orchestration tool, which is running on a virtual machine, uses a ChatGPT agent as the initial interface. The Flask and database, which is showing the web page here, are on a Raspberry Pi at the moment. So let me walk you through the flow. You can see various tasks have been processed. Task 10 was the last one, so we're going to try and create a new task and see that come through. Just before we jump to that, you can see that the token cost so far has been $14 so far. Just practicing and building this out. So I'm going to go into the GPT, which has been set up and trained with the instructions around my particular model. So I'm going to feed in a prompt that I'd like it to go and find out about the Bright API, which is an energy market API that I've recently set up for another project, so I know and can check it. Return some energy results between these two dates. I'm not telling the process where the API details are, so it's going to have to go to the internet to find them, or what the request should look like. And then what I am telling it is that the credentials are in the database because I've preloaded them, and these are the details associated with those credentials so we can find them. It's going to create a Gatekeeper ready product and package so that that can be executed by the Gatekeeper, which is on a virtual machine. Talk through the execution policy of what each of the roles can do and what the expected file result is, and tells it to output it in a list of daily tasks. And just to show you before we execute that, if I log into the Linux server, we've got these different virtual machines running. So the controller is what the Gatekeeper is going to talk to. The controller will manage sending files to the agent or the workers. The idea is that the controller can spin up additional workers as it needs through the process and then terminate them again. And then once the workers have completed the work, they pass the work back to the controller to sanity check and quality control. And then once it's happy, it passes that to the sandbox to test in the sandbox environment, and then stores the results of the output of that. And then we should be able to see in the monitor as we go through how that actually works. So if I run that prompt in the agent, this is going to output a human readable flow. It's going to ask me some clarification questions around the prompt after reading the API documentation. If I don't answer the questions, it will just take a guess, but we've got a few clarifying questions, so let's just answer those. One, use Europe London. Two, use kilowatt hours. Three, 2DP is fine. Okay, so we can send that, and then it will lock in my decisions and then tell me what it's intending to do next. So it gives me the human readable summary, talks through what the task is going to be and the assumptions that it's made, and then says that it knows where to get the credentials, tells me what the policy is for the worker, the controller, and then talks through the artifacts that the worker needs to produce. This is what the acceptance criteria is. Then this is how we're going to test and validate, and then any risks. Then it gives me the JSON package that it tends to produce. And asks me to approve. So then it should try and talk to the API on my server and ask me to approve sending the package. Okay, great. So that's sent a package now through to the server. So you can see I've used my subscription on ChatGPT rather than an API and tokens to achieve that. So that's saving quite a bit in terms of token usage, because I can head back and forth with the agent to get the package to the right level and answer the questions first of all. Let's see if we can now see that in the database. So we're going to go from that position. We should now see task 11. I can drill into that. You can see the packet's been created and the controller task has been created and it's been dispatched to the worker. I'm going to pause here because this bit takes a little while because it's going to pass whilst it goes to the worker to Claude Code and then use the cloud to build out the coding solution and then pass it back to the controller when it's ready to review. So I'm just going to pause here and then we'll come back. Okay, so now you can see that the process flow's gone green. We've gone through work package received, review, sandbox execution, which took about 10 minutes overall between dispatching from ChatGPT through to an executed outcome. And if we look at the overall spend, that was $14.14 to start with, so $3.30 overall in terms of cost. But has it produced an output that we can work with? So now we can scroll down and see the output of the controller execution which has passed, and see the results. And there you go, actual energy usage, which can be compared against an app that I know is working. So that's less than $5 worth of spend, 10 minutes worth of time. It's developed an API by researching it on the internet, building it itself, executing it in a sandbox environment and showing the output, all with orchestration over the top and a workflow that can be followed by humans. Not bad for a day's work.